Welcome back, everybody, to Strange Horticulture. Pet the cat. Obviously. I'm Malign Mysticality. At the end of the last one, we finished making the elixir that we've been working on. Figured out that that card was a series of compass directions. I never would have put that together, I'm going to be honest. And we have a list of fungi and their antidotes that I'm sure is going to come in handy at some point. So, let's see who our next customer is. I'm looking for something specific, a very unusual looking fungus that takes me back to my childhood with its wonderful, smoky smell. You need to brush your teeth, lady? There you go. You're welcome. We don't have toothbrushes, but we've got fungus. Fungus among us. Alright, this can go back where it belongs. It looks like when we use the elixirs, just like the flowers, we keep the elixir so we don't have to repeatedly make it, so that's nice. This flower can go with the flowers. So we have berries, then flowers, then fungus. We can put a little bit of space here and sort a little better, I think. Just so that as we go, it's a little bit easier to work through. If we know it's a berry, we know it's here. Okay. Next customer. Hey, Simone, our friend. Oh, goodness, Hellbore, you haven't been getting enough food. Or haven't you been getting enough food? That's terrible. Whatever will become of you? My mother had me looking into this servant creature for you, but I'm afraid I've not been getting anywhere. It's strange. I'm sure I've seen some reference to it before, but I'm drawing a blank where when I try to find anything. I think Lord Fremont's archives would be a good place to look. Sure. I was going to post this to you, but I was in town anyway, so I thought I'd drop it off in person. Well, I appreciate it. That and sneak in some Hellbore snugs. Or Hellbore hugs. Yeah, that's fair. He's a good cat. I've not been getting anywhere looking through my collections in Ambleside for any mention of the servant, but Lord Fremont's archives at Manchester are home to many ancient and esoteric scrolls covering a wide variety of subjects. It might be worth a visit. Simone. Well, thanks. Okay, so Lord Fremont's archives at Mancaster. Muncaster? Handcaster? Huncuster? I don't know. Ah, there it is. I did go over it. To the castle! I follow Fremont's manservant deep into the vault of the castle. 2 hours later, I have still found no mention of the servant. On the verge of giving up, a name grabs my attention. The Woken Dendru. Didn't Verona say that was another name for the servant? Quick drink of tea. There we go, some kind of progress. The Woken Dendru is loyal to the summoner, who becomes its master and can bend its terrible power to their will. This servant is assumed to be immortal, since it has no known vulnerabilities, but that does not mean that it cannot be defeated. Many hundreds of years ago, a site of ritual importance was created near Blackcomb, to the south of the Watcher, the Great Oak, and the Dendru was ousted from this world. Unfortunately, although we know that 5 plants were required for the ritual, the specific plants are not known. So we, as a horticulturist, are going to have to save the world by figuring out the correct plants. Sure. Norwood, please. I find it's the only thing that can keep me from nodding off on the night shift. Fair enough. Norwood. There we go. A bite of the crunchy root of this plant has the effect of a cold bucket of water thrown over the face, an unpleasant sensation accompanied by sharp focus. It is claimed that Norwood releases spores that are invisible to the naked eye, showing up only under unnatural light. Do we have anything that produces unnatural light? Well, there you go. So if I put this here now... Yep, that's our Norwood. Let's just tag it real quick. Norwood for focus. And it's not medicinal, but it is useful. Perfect. Daisy Dock. A simple potion that will grant courage can be brewed from the leaves. It is said that ancient warriors would take it before going into battle. Okay, so we'll see if we happen to have that already in a second. I need to get a separate spot just for potions, or elixirs and various, what have you. For now, I'm just gonna drop it up here, I guess, because it's out of the way. Actually, maybe we will make this the potion shelf. Okay, so I wanted to look into if we happen to have Daisy Dock. So it is triplet leaves that have multiple sharp points. Is it you? Triplet leaves with multiple. So if I go here and I do this, is this the only one that talks about a potion that will grant courage can be brewed? I think it is. Okay, I'm not going to take a bunch of guesses. I am just going to put this up here and label it as Daisy Dock. Presumptively. But not ignore that it could be something else while we're investigating. Alright, and on to a new day. We could have made a random trip somewhere, but I don't see a benefit at the moment. When her chance finally came, she did not hesitate even for a moment. Afterwards, when the Arda was dead, she felt only elation. Years after she had first laid eyes on the book, she had what she needed. The first letter of the Latin name of a plant known as golden light, the number of petals on a lucky Caballia flower. Okay, so the second part is 7. We'll take a look through the book at golden light was also known as what was it called? Weeping Bell. See, I knew exactly what it looked like, at least. Alright, Weeping Bell. Is it the first letter of the Latin name? The first letter of the Latin name. So L7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there we go. I amble through Meadowland, stopping every so often to examine any wildflowers that catch my eye. Buttercups, daisies, cowslips, red clover, knapweed, cat's ear, and hidden among them, something new for my collection. Interesting. Okay. These... The flowers are blue. Wow. Somewhat pungent. Again, thank you. A lot of good information there. But that is a good start to our day. It came for us. We were attacked in the night by the servant. In all my time in the forest, I have never experienced anything like what happened last night. The forest came alive and drove the beast back. Hey! Ardwiana saved us, the only explanation that makes any sense. One thing is clear, we cannot do this alone, and we must not allow the servant to get its hands on what it's looking for. So we made the correct choice on that offering. I'm trusting you with this, a secret that the Sisterhood has kept for hundreds of years, a tool to defeat the Woken Dendru. Keep it safe. Use it wisely. You'll know how to open it, of course. Oh, I'm sure that the keyhole could definitely be part of how to open it. I don't happen to have a, oh no, I can't just turn it with a key, or with a, you know what I mean. Nope. She says you'll know how to open it, of course. I'm sure I'll figure it out. They're saying the Sisterhood has been attacked. Don't know much more than that, but the Seeds of Redemption have got all excited about it. Yeah, I don't really want to join their cult. There's a bunch of them chanting outside Pulliver's right now. Foxfield Trident. Okay. So Foxfield is down over here. We're going to make sure that we're as centered on it as possible. And the Trident pointeth here. From Foxfield, the Trident points me in the direction of some foothills northwest of the Swinstide Stone Circle. A faint path leads me over a ridge and into a dell. Here, a plant thrives, sheltered from the wind. Very interesting. This has the same kind of leaves as that. Hold on. These are highly similar. And no, these are slightly different. These aren't triplet seeds. These are triplet leaves. These are sharper. These have 3 points. The other ones have 5. I see. Okay, I think this is Daisy Dock, not the other one. We'll double check that real quick. We'll see what the picture showed for those leaves. But that means that I'm gonna get asked for Daisy Dock soon. Yeah, the 5 leaves. Okay. So I need to remove the label on that. Label this one as Daisy Dock. Put this one down here among the rest, because this one has the 5-tipped leaves. There we go. Okay. I'm glad we double-checked that. Who's next? I am going to Blackcomb. I will kill this servant. My people have a saying, he who lives without fear does not live at all. I will not say that I am not afraid, but it would be no bad thing to die hunting such a noble adversary. I will take Embersoul. I'm giving you Embersoul. Lesser Meridoc. So the Embersoul I've already got marked. What am I doing? It was under useful, not... What did, Lesser Meridoc was the other one. Widow's Woe. Said to induce fear, also called Kempfoot, and partly due to its unpleasant scent. Dainty dark flowers grow out from a bed of long thin leaves. Okay. So Embersoul was for protection. Lesser Meridoc, which is the weird one they gave me, I think. No, it's not. The round flower head of Meridoc is made of smaller yellow florets. Single drop of the strong-smelling sap from this plant can utterly drain a person's mental faculties, rendering them slow and... Okay, yeah. They were round... The round flower head of the Meridoc is made up of smaller yellow florets. The The fact that I had the option to poison him is a little bit frustrating, isn't it? Not for me, for him. I mean, he's lucky I didn't, I guess. Alright. Who's next? Allow me to present my services. I own a small shop that specializes in curiosities. I would have thought that someone in your position ought to be interested in perusing our collection of manuscripts on elixirs, for example. I would love to look at your elixirs. 21 Orchard Road, Arnside Antiques. That's Ambleside, that's Arnside Antiques, right? So where was Arnside? Is there an Arnside on this map that I'm just overlooking? Oh, Arnside, right there. I'm a genius. The dark exterior of Arnside Antiques blends into its surroundings. A tailor called Jones and an ugly-looking haberdashery, to the extent that I walk past it 3 times before I find it. Inside, however, I am greeted by a world of intrigue and wonder. Old trinkets sit alongside faded books and manuscripts, while strange utensils and machines, their use unfathomable, occupy rows of display cases. It is some time before I peel myself away, returning to Undermere, with 2 new recipes for elixirs that demand further study. Perfect. To the archives. Okay, Elixir of the Damned. Made from a combination of Arbutum Alacridis, which is the Latin name. Hold on, let's just keep one of these out at a time. We're gonna have to look through for Latin names. Albutum Alacridis. That's Arbutum Alacridis. So Caballia. Hold on, I've already got that identified. And that one's a useful but not medicinal, I believe. Caballia. Bring the dead rest. Okay. Maculosis retentia. Let's start at the beginning again, just in case. Maculosis retentia. No, 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 no. There it is. Okay. Henchuck. Fruit of the henchuck can have startling effects on memory. Even a small dose can result in short-term memory loss, but in larger amounts, it has been known to cause severe amnesia. The tuberous bulb has an unusual structure, growing in bursts that give it a striped appearance when cut open. When the outer layer hardens and turns blue-green, it is ready to harvest. This one's not identified yet. I don't have that yet. Okay. So, Elixir of the Damned will need to wait. Elixir will enable any drinker of it to overcome their sense of fear, though it should be considered beforehand that fear is not always a bad thing. For example, it would not be wise to drink this near the edge of a cliff. A 5-pointed leaf to grant courage, a red flower to protect the mind, a seed pod for luck. A 5-pointed flower, or a 5-pointed leaf to grant courage. Cauldry or not? Well, or a 5-pointed leaf to grant courage, not flower. Hold on. Daisy Dock. What did Daisy Dock do again? A simple potion that will grant courage can be brewed from the leaves. Okay, hold on. Let's just, for argument's sake, we're going to say Daisy Dock. A red flower to protect the mind. A red flower to protect the mind. Psychic shielding. A seed pod for luck. The one that released the seeds was... was Norwood associated to... Yes, it was associated to good luck as well. So, if I'm correct about that being Daisy Dock, hypothetically, a 5-pointed leaf to grant courage. Daisy Dock has triplet leaves that come to 5 points. A red flower and a seed pod. Brewing Elixir's delicate art. I must have made a mistake somewhere. Interesting. I thought that Norwood was associated. I might have one of these wrong. So, let's look at Norwood real quick again. It is claimed that Norwood releases spores that are invisible to the naked eye. A bite of the crunchy rootless plant affect cold bucket of water. Oh, that's about the crunchy root and spores. That's not... Norwood is incorrect. I don't know why I got seed pod out of that. There is a seed pod associated to luck, though. What was it? Let's see. Passive notice. Focus. Vision in the dark. Protection. Stings, confidence, awareness, lifting curses, revealing the hidden, focus, witchcraft, detection, screaming, friendship, that's just wandering view, Mary's breath for finding secrets. Something in here talked about luck. Or being a couple... one of them was... You know what? I may not have the seed pod for good luck. I'm gonna slow my roll. Let's continue going, and we'll just look through as we go here. This can go back with the medicinals where it goes, though technically psychic shielding should have probably been a yellow tag, but we're gonna ignore that for now. This goes back with our presumptives. A seed pod for luck. What are you? Anyways, moving on. Let's grab our next customer. The dreams have changed. I understand now what I need to do. When the librarian friend visits tomorrow, give her this instead of the palliance that she will ask for. She knows something that she's not telling you. Okay. 4-tipped flower. So I gave her better visions. What was the one that forces people to tell the truth again? Let's just skip to the ones that I haven't already. Identified. I already looked at that. Devil's Nightcap. Okay, nope. Valium, scent produces considered overpowering, rejuvenate aching bones, and stimulate the senses. Many short, pretty leaves. Somewhat pungent. So that's most likely Evulum. Okay. Might as well hit some presumptives while we're double-checking this. Farmers worry a spongy mushroom with potent abilities, only safe to consume in small quantities. Grant strength for short periods at the expense of severe fatigue once the effect is worn off. Okay. That doesn't look like either of the mushrooms I've got here, so we're going to move on. Hinchuck, brittle hinchuck, startling effects to memory. Even a small dose can result in short-term memory loss. Tuberous bulb has an unusual structure. Okay, that's one of the ones I'm looking for the other potion, the potion of the dead. Lesser Meridoc. Round flower head of the Meridoc, smaller yellow florets. Single drop of the strong-smelling sap from this plant can utterly drain a person's mental faculties, rendering them slow and uncomprehending. So it looks like that is a 5-tipped flower that has a yellow center. Don't think that we've got that here right now. Okay. Next page after Lesser Meridoc. Lyle of Neptune. Also called Truthsayer. There we go. Okay, so. Presumptively. For the truth. There we go. This is still a presumptive, but it's Lyle of Neptune for truth. After that, Meek Dew. Beautiful flower made up of many smaller florets make this a sought-after decorative plant. Although it is difficult to care for, it may be a pleasant-looking plant, but touching the leaves against bare skin will result in painful sores. Beautiful flowers made up of many smaller florets. Ah! It's the one right there, isn't it? Small leaves, delicate flowers. And that says... maybe pleasant-looking plant, but touching the leaves against bare skin will result in painful sores. Any smaller florets make this a sought-after decorative plant. Difficult to care for. So, presumptive Meek Dew. Perfect. It's not what we're looking for, but it's another one that we can put in the presumptive pile. And I do love my presumptive pile. Okay. Palliance. Most plants offer a small improvement to air quality. Palliance is a class of its own. It is sometimes called sweet breath thanks to the freshness of the air in its vicinity. The many short leaves of this plant are thought to help filter toxins from the surrounding air. I don't have anything that quite... ah, but this could also be Palliance. We're going to tag it with both for now, and we'll come back to it later. Okay, after Palliance, what do we have? Sheepsnap. The sheepsnap is thought to bring good fortune when prepared correctly. Green seed pods. Okay. Sheepsnap green seed pods. Have an hard outer shell and sound hollow when tapped. To the south, they call this bulbs of Bayonne. Do you say anything about... no. for something with green seed pods. The flowers are blue, thank you. No, that's not a seed pod, that's just... Okay, so sheep snap is the other one that we need for the other potion. That's fine. Alright, moving forward. Let's see what we get at the end of this day. Equipped with the Arda's knowledge, she journeyed west to the stone circles. Unknown to her, she was not alone as she made her preparations. Indmore Raven Spider. Okay. So we go to our map, we go to Indmore. Here we go. Make sure we get as centered as possible. And then we go to the Raven, which is this square right here, which is just to the side of that forest. And from here we go to the Spider. A jackdaw croaks hidden somewhere nearby. Strange shapes of old stones pierce the long grass. Among them, some plants grow. 2 new plants. That looks like green seed pods. Hold on. That may be part of what we're looking for. Though the baubles look soft, they are in fact quite hard. Okay. We're going to do one more thing before we end this one here then. Let's go to Sheep Snap. Green seed pods have a hard outer shell and sound hollow when tapped. Okay. So, we're going to say this is Sheep Snap. Presumptively, of course. Which would also make it seed pods for luck. Said to bring good fortune. Not the elixir of the damned, the other one. Nope. Grab the right note, please. Flower to protect the mind, which was this one, Psychic Shielding, and 5-pointed leaf to grant courage, which was our presumptive Daisy Dock here. And if this is correct, then that means this is in fact Daisy Dock. So, 5-pointed leaf to grant courage. Flower to protect the mind. Seed pod for luck. New elixir acquired. There we go. Okay, and this one is St. Quentin's elixir. For overcoming fear. We'll drop this next to our other one. Legendary. Okay. That can go in here. Now, what were we missing off this one? So the second one, Maculosis Retentia, which was... Was it you? No. It was definitely one of the things we were missing. Oh, it was Hinchbuck, wasn't it? Maculosis Retentia. Frutilla Hinchuck can have startling effects on memory. Even a small dose can result in short-term memory loss but in larger amounts it has been known to cause severe amnesia. So we have tuberous bulbs. Oh yeah, we can say for sure this is sheep snap now. So this is for luck, which is non-medicinal. I've never seen a doctor prescribe luck before. Sheep snap for luck. Perfect. We can change this from a presumptive to a for sure. This is Daisy Dock for courage. Which again, courage isn't medicinal, it's vaguely mystical. This was one of the ones we need for the next one, so we're going to leave that there. This can go back where it belongs among the medicinals. Do we have anything here that looks like this bulb it's showing for the henchbuck? Or have we not gotten that yet? No, we have not gotten this yet. Okay, so we're still waiting on that, but we're doing good. Our other notes... To weaken Dendru. Gonna need 5 plants, but we don't know what they are yet. And this is restoration of poison. Hold on. Interesting. Okay, we'll come back to that. Anyways, with that, we are going to call this episode here. Thank you so much for coming along on the adventure. If you enjoy what we're doing, I have playlists on the channel where you can see all of the games that I've played so far, and they'll be updated in the future as well. I put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, so you can keep up with me there. If you want to subscribe, you'll see videos as they come out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.